Welcome to the September 2018 edition of Map Mavin Methods. Gosh, we have so much stuff that we have added to the Map Mavin system that I honestly wasn't really sure what to focus on here, which is, of course, a great problem to have. But with that in mind, I would highly encourage you to go over to mapmaven.com and sign up for a free trial. Now, I totally understand if you hear free trial, oh, I don't want one more thing in my life that I got to sign up for. I understand. I'm the same way. But we've gone ahead and made the process as simple as possible. You don't need a credit card to sign up. It's 30 days. If you don't like it, totally fine, and you can move on. But we would love to hear what you think we could be doing better, and really any questions or comments that arise. If you can get them to us, that'd be great, because unlike some giant companies out there, we built this thing ourselves. So we put blood, sweat, and tears into it. And likewise, having built it ourselves, we're able to continue to do that and make dynamic changes on the fly that some other companies might not be able to do. So anything that you give us in terms of feedback could very well lead to a change, sometimes as early as the next day, to the system. All right, well, with that shameless plug out of the way, let's go ahead and look at one of the, I think, more compelling feature additions that we've added to Map Maven since we were last on here for Map Maven Methods. And that is the integration of the DigitalGlobe Basemap, which you'll see over here as a map. But I'm going to go ahead and start actually with a map you've seen me use many times, so that those of you who aren't familiar with the imagery side of things can really understand why this is such a big deal and why we're so excited about it. So, I'm sure you've seen this map before if you've followed along. With any of our Map Maven methods, I tend to fall back on this one because it's great in that it has points, lines, and polygons, and imagery, and of course it's in Boulder where we're based, so why not promote Boulder? This imagery, however, I don't want to say it's bad, because it's free and anyone can access it online, and that's great, and it can be useful. But this data, which for those of you who might be curious, is over here, listed in our layer tree as Boulder, Colorado NAPE. It is publicly available NAPE data from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. It's just not very high resolution. You'll see that as we zoom in, there's not much I can do with that. You can figure that it's probably trees or bushes. I happen to know these are trees because I know the area. But if you weren't familiar with this part of town or Colorado in general, you're not really going to be able to gather a whole lot if you're trying to do stuff at a pretty zoomed in scale here. So why do I have that layer on there then? Well, I wanted to show you that you don't have to purchase imagery to make a great map that has imagery involved. You can go ahead, download this GeoTIFF from the government or some other open source, and you can import it into Map Maven, and it's going to work just great. And that is a great thing to highlight. But now that we have the DigitalGlobe base map added, you can get much better imagery and get it for free, which is unheard of. So let's do a before after, if you will, of that imagery and this nape right here. And I guess I said that in reverse, so forgive me. Okay, so blurry, right? You'll see these building footprints. You can really hardly even see the outlines of the buildings with how blurry this is. Now, this is not a base map. This is a layer because I've uploaded that imagery as a TIFF myself. I'm going to turn it off, and now you see our Apollo Bright theme here. If you want to put on the DigitalGlobe base map, you find it here in the base map tab. These are all from DigitalGlobe. A quick explanation before I turn one on. Satellite labeled and satellite are going to be generally older imagery, but you're getting less clouds. So there's a little bit of a trade-off here. Might not be as recent, but we'll have far less clouds. I shouldn't say far less, it depends on the area, but we'll, generally speaking, have less cloud cover. Recent satellite labeled and recent, respectively, are going to be, of course, more recent, but they might have some clouds, especially in the tropics and maybe something like, for example, the Pacific Northwest. If it rains, then you're going to have clouds, and that's going to be a place that's hard to image. Pretty straightforward, but understandably, people sometimes forget. So, in a dry area like Colorado's Front Range, we're good to go. I mean, even some of the most recent imagery might be completely cloud free, especially right now in September in the summer. There are a couple of freak storms, but you have a lot of bright sunny days. And that's the case for just about any year, that time of year in Colorado. Now that you have the difference explained, I'm going to do one more turn on here with the boulder. Sorry, we'll get the footprints on as well. But there's that imagery for you. All right, blurry, yeah? We can all agree? Blurry. Now we'll turn that off. And we'll go ahead and put on recent satellite imagery. And you can see, much better. Much, much, much better. And just to show you the whole gamut over here, we'll do the older one as well. And that's, I mean, look at that color. You're not going to beat that. It is just great right there. And I sound like an old man with my exclamations, but I really am excited about having such quality imagery. We partner with DigitalGlobe on our imagery side, and I've always loved what they have to provide product-wise, and it's just fantastic to have it integrated into Map Mavin. So now that you guys have access to it, I think you can figure out which one you need real quick, just so you can see the labels they have built in. You'll see there's street names in there, hospitals, and so forth. And you can really make a map pop when you start adding your own layers on the DigitalGlobe Basemap. So get at it. I'll get out of your way, and happy mapping from Map Mavin.